Hey everybody, so as you can probably tell, this video is going to be a little different, a little update for you guys. I'm sorry if I'm trying not to be like too serious, but I'll just cut to the chase. The fact of the matter is that I have decided to make the executive decision, even though I'm the only person running my channel, I have made the decision to put the I'm Clifford Today Show on pause. Shall you say an indefinite hiatus, but also with the asterisk, there could be a chance that it could never come back. I don't know. But there are good things. I know that sounds bad, but rest assured, I want you guys to know that this channel is not going away, and if anything, you're probably going to start to see more content from me. And so I'm going to explain how and why and what and when and if and all that. So I've been kind of feeling this for a while, but there are a few reasons why I've made this decision, reasons that kind of overlap with each other. And one of the big reasons is that, granted, I've been very grateful for how far the I'm Clifford Today Show has brought this channel. Many of you have come to this channel because of the I'm Clifford Today Show. And for those of you who are new and probably don't understand what I'm talking about, the I'm Clifford Today Show was something like I started this channel, I'm Clifford Today, a few years ago, during COVID actually, come to think of it. But I didn't start the I'm Clifford Today Show until a couple of years ago. It was something that I started with the intention of, one of my biggest issues that I had a few years ago was that I wanted to make content that was relevant to, like, say, if there was some big news in the Christian music industry, or maybe I wanted to talk about some new music that just came out. The thing was, at the time, making and editing videos took a long time, and so kind of felt like that for me to stay relevant, it was very difficult. So I thought, well, I should start a podcast where I could make uploads more frequently and maybe talk about things that were more topical. And so that's a big reason why I started the I'm Clifford Today Show. The show has come a long way, that's for sure. I would not advise watching the early episodes of it. But anyways, so one of the reasons why I have decided to put a pause to it is that for a while, I haven't really been feeling that creatively fulfilled, and I do not really have that much time to make the show the way I want it to be. I guess it's not even just a matter of time, but also just resources. Now, granted, there are some episodes, like, for instance, this most recent one that came out with me and Jonathan. There's some episodes that are better than others, but I can't tell you how many times I've recorded an episode for it to come out that Monday, and I'm just thinking the whole time, like, man, I wish I had more time to make this episode better. But here's the thing, is that the format that I have in terms of the schedule that I've set up for making this podcast and for trying to keep it relevant, I'm kind of on a tight time restraint where I have like a week or so to really prepare for the episode, and then once the episode is recorded, it has to go up that Monday. And usually what ends up happening, especially since I have co-hosts to work together with, basically that episode is recorded the weekend before that Monday. And so once it's recorded, I don't have a whole lot of time to do some major editing. The way I set it up was so that the show could have minor editing, where I didn't have to spend a whole lot of time on it. And this isn't an ad, but Riverside helps out a lot with that, when I have conversations with other people. And, it really does a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to like switching the camera angles between people and making the show visually interesting to look at. And then I edit everything else. But if you watch the show, you can probably tell that there's not a whole lot of cutting of footage. And I meant it to be that way. And so I don't have a whole lot of time to do much else. But now there have been so many times where it's just like, man, I really wish that I did have more time to make this show better in a way. And just for all the different reasons, just haven't really had a whole lot of time and resources to be able to do that. And it's a bit frustrating, It's frustrating to put out an episode thinking, that this episode is not as good as it could be, And I like to be able to go back to an episode and watch it. And there are some episodes that I come out with and I'm like, I really don't want to watch this. So yeah. Just not really feeling creatively fulfilled and just like really wishing the show could be better, but I don't have a whole lot of time to do it. So, and especially with the bi-weekly schedule that I have, and this is all for the purposes of staying, on, relevant with the topics. I don't want to, I don't like making episodes about topics that are like over a month old, and so doing this, sometimes even like the bi-weekly schedule doesn't really keep things very relevant, but hey, it was what it was, and I knew I wasn't going to do a weekly show. That would kill me. So yeah, the bi-weekly schedule is a bit constricting and stressful, especially since, I've got other people to work with to try to, and this isn't, I'm not sharing any frustrations with anyone at all. This is just the nature of the beast of just working around other people's lives and trying to get something together. It's like, hey, we gotta I'd like to record this now, so that this episode can come out and so that we're on top of this topic. And that can be stressful. And as you guys know, there's some times where it just doesn't work out with my regular co-hosts, and again, that's no fault of theirs at all. And so I either have to get a last minute guest, which usually works out, or I have to do it on my own. So there is that. And the other reason is that for those of you who have been following my channel for a while, you may notice that I don't really make a lot of the same content that I used to when I started this channel, when I had bigger projects of things that I took time to write and to edit and to record and such. And the fact of the matter is that the show it does take me away from it a bit. There are times where it's like, oh man, I really wish I could be working on this the John James documentary or whatever. But then I remember, oh wait, I have to prepare for the next coming episode. I don't have a whole lot of time, because that's the other fact of the matter is that I have a full-time job. And so whatever time I have, I had to prioritize. And when I have a deadline to meet for a certain episode, it's like, well, I don't have time to work on this now. So it's time consuming, and it takes away from other projects that I'm passionate about. And I know that some of you have been asking me about those things, and so it is a little frustrating. So those are a lot of the reasons why I'm putting the show on hold. And I have dreams and visions of what the show really could be, but I'm just not there yet, and I don't have the time and resources to do it. So I hope that someday, when I feel like I'm in the right place to do it, that I could bring the show back, because it is a lot of fun. But yeah, for now, it's just not really working out, and it's not really making me all that happy in some cases. But here's the thing. is that while I'll be putting the show on hold, the frequency of uploads I don't plan on letting up. And here's why. So while I am getting rid of the usual format that the I'm Clifford Today Show is, where it's like about 2 hours, 2-hour episode with different segments in it, where we have 1 or 2 topics of conversation, and then we had the usual segments like housekeeping or my humble opinion. Instead of doing that, what I plan to do is to still have that same sort of content, but upload them as their own individual videos. And here's what I mean by that, is that the things that I do on the show, I still love to do, and I would love to do more often for the channel. Like just the certain things that and that's one thing, as far as I know, my co-hosts like Nick Gundy and Joshua Morgan, they're not going away. I still want to keep them involved on the channel, and how I want to do that is to basically do the same thing that we do on the show, where we have a call and we have a certain topic that we want to talk about, and we do that. And those would be just their own video, although I would take a little bit more time to edit those videos. So it would look a little different, but not too different. And honestly, not even just Nick and Josh, but also, I really loved having Jonathan and Eric on, like in the last episode. I'd love to have more other special guests, or like Steven, So I want to do more of that. I want to have more. I don't want to just be doing all the big projects like the documentaries and the essays and such. I want to have more casual conversations or whatever, more fun videos that probably won't take a whole lot of time to prep and edit and such, but it would still be, a fun and palatable video for people to enjoy. And so yeah, again, while the I'm Clifford Today Show will be going away, the content that you're used to won't be. At least that's not what I'm planning. And on top of that, the interviews won't stop. I know I didn't really start doing interviews until the I'm Clifford Today Show, but I want to keep those going. So I'm going to still have interviews with different artists. The only difference is that they'll be their own video and they won't be packaged in the I'm Clifford Today Show format, which I think will be a lot better for newcomers who are there because they want to watch their favorite artist in an interview. They don't have to, go through all the, the intro, the preamble stuff that we do on the show. We can just get right to the interview. So there's going to be more of that. And like I said, this is going to give me more time to work on more serious projects like the John James video or the Fine Arts Festival video. And I have a whole lot of ideas that I've been wanting to do, and I just haven't had a whole lot of time. And I think that this is going to free me up, especially since there's not going to be a constricting schedule like the I'm Clifford Today Show. It's going to be, I record a video and it'll be up when it's up. That'll be a lot more freeing, I think. It'll keep me busy and hopefully creatively satisfied. So yeah, I think that's really all there was to cover about that. I hope people aren't upset by this, but I think overall I think everyone's gonna be pretty happy with how things will go. I probably should have said this at the beginning, but the show, I still got 1 or 2 more episodes left in me for the show, because I usually take a break for the month of December anyways. So plan is to do 1 or 2 more episodes. We'll definitely do like a final episode as a sort of goodbye. Yeah, so it's not going to be a sudden end. There's going to be some sort of conclusion to all that. And then things will we'll keep going at full speed, all systems go. I think I might go back to just doing the, because I'd still like to do the end of the year lists, and so I'll probably do something like that. If you guys have any questions at all, just feel free to leave them. Where to go. I'm really excited about this. I think this is going to be a lot more fun and a lot more freeing. Like I said, just same content, but just different format. Yeah, so I'm really excited. Thank you guys so much for supporting me through everything, especially for those of you who have been here from the beginning, from the early stages of I'm Clifford Today. I know that I'm Clifford Today has gone through many different looks and stages, but the main thing has always been to be talking about Christian music and everything revolving around Christian music and Christian entertainment. So I appreciate you guys so much. I will see you in the next video, in the next episode, and we'll see what adventures await us. And just remember that I'm Clifford Today, and you're not.
The greatest adventure is what lies ahead.